get ready, tune in, unwind. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So run, don't crawl. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to think, so go ahead and get yourself a smooth drink. It's the Smoke World Podcast. Light up your cigar, put your feet up, and don't go too far. So tune in weekly in your car, at home, or on your phone, and listen in the Smoke World Podcast, hosted by Stone.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone, so go grab that stick. Go grab a glass of whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have a conversation. Hello. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you had a great week. Just a reminder that Smoke World Podcast video is finally here. YouTube. If you don't know, go to YouTube right now. That's where we're at. We'll be moving over to Roku, Apple TV. We're excited to be working with Don Thomas, the producer. So shout out to him and his team doing a great job for the video. All right. Things that's been on my mind. Just asking a question. Tipping. I'm going to lounges now that are... Well, let me rephrase that because that's not the right phrasing. I'm going to lounges that have tip jars now on the counter. I believe tipping, just me personally, my opinion, it's been corrupted. It's too freaking much when it comes to these folks asking for tips. I don't know the rule, maybe. I lost track of what the rule is when it comes to tipping. So if I'm buying something from you, do that mean automatically I need to give you a tip? So are we going to be tipping the car dealership soon because they selling me a good? This is what I don't know. I'm just asking a question, just trying to get some clarity. That's all. That's all it is. Because I know certain services, I used to work in that particular service. I used to be what they call, I don't know if they call that anymore, but a bus boy. You know, back in the day, there was bus boys. Bus boys were the ones who cleaned up the table. The server was the one who brought you your food. So that's the difference between, the bus person. I guess they don't call them bus boys anymore, for whatever reasons. But the bus person, which I did for about a year, I was still in high school, I believe. You cleaned up the table, you kind of set the table. And the interesting thing with that is that I would see all the tips. So, the servers would try to tell you at the end of the night that they didn't make any money. Now, you got to remember, the bus person was the one who cleaned the table, who saw the money first. And we did have an individual at one restaurant. He said, look, I'm not dealing with none of this. These servers, they playing games. They're not giving me my money. He started to steal the money. Yeah, he did. Rat bastard started to take the money. He said, look, I'm not going to wait for them to give me a tip. I'm taking your tip. But anyway, quick, short version. I ran into Lee Marsh, Stolen Throne Cigars. They have a new cigar out, 919. So we got the opportunity to have a quick conversation. He shares the story about the 919, the reason why they named it that, and the colors. He goes into all that. And the Penelope, if you're not familiar with Penelope, which is a spirit, a bourbon whiskey that they have now collabed with Stolen Throne, that is, with Penelope. So interesting. So shout out to Stolen Throne. He's doing his thing. They're making moves. They're like an anomaly. And I say that because they're a boutique company, which is nothing more than saying it's a small cigar company. But for the amount of time they've been on the market, they have been making some moves. And it's not normal. And I have to say that. And I feel confident in saying that it's not normal for a small cigar company to kind of progress as fast as they have. But nonetheless, let's get into that interview. This is a short podcast. Again, my voice, I've been talking all week, doing things. But we're going to do the interview, and then we're going to sign off, and we're going to see you on the other side. Like I said, don't forget the YouTube. The videos are out. Go there, subscribe, because I keep forgetting to say that. Yeah, that's a new thing for me to have to say. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. But yeah, take your asses over there. Nice asses. Check out the video. Subscribe. That's all part of the YouTube game. And, the support has been crazy. Thank you. Thank you, guys and girls. Thank you for the support. But let's get into the interview here. Real quick interviews, about 3 to 4 minutes. We're at Cigar Sessions. I'm using my phone to do the interview, so forgive the background and the quality of the audio, but you understand. He gets his point across. Tune in.
All right, folks, I'm here at Cigar Sessions. We're at an event. Got the one and only Lee Marsh, Stone Throne Cigars. Lee Marsh, what's up, brother? How you feeling?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
All right, man. I didn't get the chance to talk to you at the PCA.
Big time, man. You big time, man.
Stop. Everybody was getting new down at the PCA. I don't know why they was acting like that. It was a different vibe. As I was telling you off mic.
I've been absolutely,
but the vibe was a little different for me. And I was telling you off mic, like, a lot of the vendors were treating you like it was giving you Scooby snacks to get rid of you. Just wasn't a good vibe for me, so I was like, I don't know about that. But anyway, got a new cigar out, the 919. Let's talk about that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so our new regular production, the 919, is Ecuadorian Habano Claro over a Mexican binder and Nicaraguan fillers. Nicaraguan Peruvian fillers, I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
I understand.
It's a big thing for me, as we talked off mic. It's kind of paying homage to my childhood. My grandfather's been gone for 10 years in May, and 919 is actually my childhood address where my grandmother still lives in Baltimore. So, kind of bringing it all home for our next regular production. So it's going great. Everyone's loving it. You're smoking it right now. What do you think?
I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it. And the purple. So you have the color cool going on here.
That's right.
What's the color? Talk to me about how did that come about?
Obviously, being from Baltimore, this is a year. Everyone says it's a year of Baltimore. We did that. We did the Preakness, and we did the Baltimore colors. The Ravens. And plus, for my grandparents. My grandmother's a lovely woman. A lovely lady. So there's a nice soft purple to represent her and our ties to Baltimore. So that's where it all kind of came together.
Okay, Penelope, you're doing whiskey.
Yeah, so
bourbon.
So we did an American whiskey with Penelope, the Cigar Sessions. So I blended that with the team at Penelope. We're launching it here. It's starting to hit shelves nationwide, but we're doing an event here that's including the new cigars and the new bourbon. So it's a fun time, man.
Now, how did that collab come together? How did that happen?
Well, they actually approached me about doing a true cigar inspired offering, right? Not just slapping a cigar blend label on a bottle, right? They really wanted to kind of delve deep into the creative process, as scary as that is, of how we create cigars. So we started. It's been a 2-year process. We worked with them actually starting components just like I would with a cigar and building up to the final product. So
I was going to ask that question based on how do they come up, how did the flavor profile, what are those steps? What's going on behind the scenes? We understand a little bit about the cigar industry, how you come up with your cigars, but how did it work working with this particular spirit world? What was the steps? Did they give you something to taste? Try this, try that, see what your palate was?
So absolutely. So it started just like we would build a cigar. We started from components, like a single leaf. We did a single component of the bourbon, whether it was the malt or like the rye or the corn, and we just tried it and started playing with it, blending it up until we have the final offering.
Okay. Now, where can folks find this particularly? Where can they get it?
It's nationwide, so anywhere that they sell Penelope, they should have it if it's not already sold out. You can get it here at Cigar Sessions. Come on down.
That's 17 Bush Street,
That's
Middletown,
right.
Delaware. They don't know where that's at.
That's right.
And all right, so just real quick, give us a rundown of your cigar, all your faces. What you got? You got the 919s, the latest.
Yeah, so the 919 joins, our strong portfolio, the Yorktown Fleet, the Three Kingdoms, Called Arms, and of course the Crook of the Crown. Man. So we're just adding it to the family.
All right, brother. Well, how can we support you? Like, give us some social media where we can follow what the latest and greatest is going on.
Yeah, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook at Soul & Throne Cigars. We respond. We do our best to respond to every message. Reach out to us. We have the soulandthronecigars.com if you need to find a retailer. We're all service, man. Whatever you need.
Thank you for your time.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about